the Gus and Los show. We back.
We are
coming
back.
at you straight.
No chaser.
Yeah, I mean. Got a guest in the building today. We'll be introducing her shortly.
Yes, we are continuing with the month of having women as guests for the month of March.
Well, it is Women's Month, right?
Yes.
Yes, it is. It is. It is.
All right. We get some power.
I don't know why I know that, but yes.
You know why you know that.
And I guess we'll go ahead and introduce her. So we have with us today a person I consider a friend. You know what? I was thinking about the first day we met. Do you remember that day?
Yes.
At the Dog and Pony show?
Yes.
And literally, we were at a Dog and Pony show.
Literally.
That wasn't a metaphor for something.
Right.
It was an actual,
I didn't know they did those two things together. That's interesting.
from another splendid person I would consider the salt of the earth. And yeah, I thought about that as I'm driving from Springfield, Ohio. God. And a smile just crossed my face because it's almost as if before we were introduced, I felt something good about to happen. You ever go through life and but you don't know what's coming, but you this feeling just washes over you like something great's about to happen. Something's good.
You were simpatico.
And that can be at any moment. You can
Yeah.
just choose to shift into living your a peaceful life.
Yeah.
And
Well,
when you're peaceful and when you love, everything is easy.
I think we still need a name.
Oh, yeah.
I know, right? You know, that's on Gus.
I can put my my imprint on the archives of the Voice of the World anonymously, I suppose.
No. So we have as our guest my good friend Lauren.
Hello, I'm Lauren.
What knockers?
Thank you, Doctor.
The Colonel is full of...
Right. Wait a minute. You didn't even finish your double shot of
Right. You know,
No,
usually, usually he's about 2 or 3 shots in before that happens. But I have
That's
to
what
concur
I'm here
with
to
the
speak
statement.
of.
see, I had to download some new sounds for the subject matter of the day.
Well, it's St. Patrick's
Blue.
Day, so have you partaken of any?
Well, I had a Guinness because I had 4 in the pack and I needed 3 to make the Irish stew. So
Right.
I thought that guy looks lonely. So figure I'll just drink it.
Right.
Good.
So what else is going on, fellas?
Oh man, I tell you what. Carlos, you know this. Probably for 4 or 5 days, my hamstrings were beyond tight. I
tried to get you to lift some. It wasn't happening.
Oh no, I was not going to add injury, any more injury. Running was out of the window. It was almost unbearable to sleep. Man,
I know the feeling.
and I popped so many leave and had to go back to icy hot and I almost went back to Bengay. I was like, oh my gosh, and then loosened up. But the blessing was that it brought to my attention I'm not stretching enough.
Right.
So not doing enough yoga, spending time on my mat. So grateful for that, and it's kind of sparked a rejuvenation. You know how I'm going about my day. Can't be spending 4 or 5 hours a night just watching
On the couch.
on the couch.
Trapped in the couch.
Being folded up on the couch. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Good times. What about yourself?
Going good, man. The bar is coming along great. Like literally, they have totally rebuilt the guest part of the bar. They got that up. I did discover that I have to do some things to the ceiling. That's going to cost another couple of grand every time I look. Although the major part of my patio did not get approved by the city, so I got to go to Plan B.
Bastards.
Yes, I know, right? But since they're like on the verge on the verge of being a historical town. They want no change like that. So, but it's all right. It's all right. I have a backup plan, and it's going to be great. It's still going to be wonderful.
I got something for the city.
I fart in your general direction.
You should start a petition.
It's not going to happen. It's
Mary
Saint-
Mom would love it.
It's Saint Bernard. It's not going to happen.
Oh,
Yeah,
I thought you
Saint-
were
yeah. No, but originally,
That
if
redo.
you'll recall, Derek Simmons and I were going to do a bar.
Yeah, I
in
remember.
Marymount.
Bourbon and
But no dice, so I had to move on from that. And I found myself a new business partner, and voila,
excellent.
Saint Bernard.
Jim,
So-
you have a fun fact for us this week?
Fun fact.
Come on, Jim.
Interesting fact.
Come on, Jim.
No, but I anticipated you were going to ask
he
me how I
will.
was doing.
Ladies
and
and
I
gentlemen,
had
he will, during the course of the show, pull out a fun fact.
How are you feeling today, Colonel? Super. Superior. Superfluous.
All right.
He
Yeah,
got his
feeling
own
good.
button. He
Feeling
gave-
good.
Hey, he's the producer. He can do that. Producer gave himself his own button.
Yeah, we had the Masons over last night.
Nice.
So we
nice.
did some sliders, and it was a good time. And cooked a bunch of stuff for St. Patty's Day today. So Irish stew and some Irish soda bread and some Scotch eggs. I know that's not Irish, but I don't know. You wrap eggs with sausage and dip it in
put some of this-
Dijon mustard. It's,
Put some
how
of
can
this
you go
quiet-
wrong?
You can put some of this.
Quiet man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Quiet Man 8-year single.
That's
malt.
delicious.
Oh my
That's really
God.
good. That's not going to last long.
Yeah, this bottle's not going to make it.
That's we may kill it before the rest of the guests are here.
I got it.
They'll probably be wise. All
It
right.
probably
So
wouldn't be wise.
yeah, I'm already on my second pour.
Somebody stop me.
It won't be me.
Alrighty. So Lauren, will you just do us the honor and tell us what the topic of the show is tonight?
Well, the topic tonight is sexual consciousness and relationships.
Woo!
Yeah.
Hey, this is the Gus and Los
Gonna
show.
shake
You know
it
how
up
we get
here.
down.
It's about to get moist, ladies.
No, it's not. You know how I feel about
we're here.
that word.
Oh, wait a minute. You're not one of those people, are you?
No, I'm not one of those people, but I do reserve that word for certain people. So,
We're
Okay,
here to
come on,
talk
we
about
explain that.
everyone's dick tonight. No, we're absolutely
we got a live one
not.
on the show. We got a live one on the show.
That is an absolute absurdist joke. No, we're here to talk about how we're all born complete and whole, and how we get socialized and traumatized, and how all of us have something that just lives deep inside of us that we spend so much of our time trying to keep away from everybody. And I'm normalizing that. I'm trying to bring a type of healing to realizing we all have the same feeling with a different story, and how often we miss out on life or living our life fully by trying to cover that up. And just the beauty that comes from realizing that we're born with our nature. Socializing traumatizes us. We don't know how to talk about it. We don't know how to process it. Everything comes out distorted, but we're all really looking for love. So I really do believe we're all just these little receiving units, these little hearts, bodies, minds for something greater, And just getting out of our own way to use our heart wisely so it doesn't break, or use our mind wisely so it stays clear, so we're able to act on instinct and be able to just live really happily. And we can talk about sex and fucking and all that stuff too if you want, you know.
It's a good thing we're on the art channel, huh?
Well, no, that's what everybody thinks of, especially when I start talking for some reason. But no, there is something that I feel COVID brought up in a lot of homes, which is really getting to know each other in a way that maybe we have not seen, and the red flags that pop up. And how we deal with that. Do we get angry? Do we avoid? Do we abuse substances? Do we numb out? And in just my whole life of experiencing, always looking for a fulfilling partner, I thought we could talk about a couple topics that could all help us along the way to
absolutely.
live more fully. What's on your mind, guys?
I will say
What
this.
strikes it up for you here?
I concur with everything you just said. I will say this. COVID forced a lot of people to go home and deal with issues between themselves and their significant other. I mean, there's no work escape for a lot of people. It was, hey, you're working from home. What? You mean I got to go home and communicate on my break during lunchtime, and after, because I can't go anywhere. So, there had to be that big chunk of communication going on. So either, the divorce rate went up, because I didn't really look, or it went down.
You know what?
I know there was a lot
Probably
of
the
babies
murder
made.
rate went up.
I know that a lot of babies was made. I know I made one. I made a COVID baby. So my relationship is great.
That is true. A lot of that happened.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Definitely a lot of COVID babies.
Right. Another reason why I had a baby is probably because I got up and drank some Q&A coffee, which helps you improve your mental endurance and focus. It has a superior taste. Q&A coffee is for thinkers like Gus and I here at the Gus and Los show, and the Colonel definitely, because he drinks about a bag a week.
Daggum
Q&A
right.
coffee. Let's make some time for Q&A. You can find them at QAcoffee.com. That's the letter Q, letter A.com.
All right. Let's dive in.
All right. Well, let's, something I wanted to talk about and to bring to the attention of all of us is just the fact that the more fully we live our life, the more unveiled it becomes. So a lot of times everybody is influenced by social media or influenced by a conversation or what is accepted. But when are we really talking about how we feel, how we want to express ourselves, how do we want to present ourselves, and the ability to work with that kind of intimacy within your home or your closest relationships? So, when does our performance in the world stop, and when do we get to really allow someone to know us? And when are we able to open ourselves up enough to let somebody know about our own confusions of ourselves or the things we don't like about ourselves, and then learn how we can help heal and support each other, because we're all the same that way.
True.
And so when does the performance stop, and then when do we choose to get close? So I look at this and I observe from the multiple relationships I've had, 2 marriages. I was divorced for over a decade before I got remarried. But I was very open to finding someone that could fulfill me in a way that I could fulfill myself without devaluing my standards, my own system of beliefs. And basically it all came down to a sense of honesty, openness, bravery, and truth. And speaking the truth and living openly is a huge standard if you want to be in a relationship with me.
Right.
And when that happens, so much else starts to grow and open up. And, I'm never seeking in the shadows for my own pleasure or my own fulfillment, because I don't live with myself in the shadows of my life. I have a lot of unlikable characteristics, maybe, to certain people.
Not you, Lauren.
You can't surpass anything else at this table.
No.
They have enough, or be quiet, or make someone uncomfortable. For example, when I met Carlos, I would see him a lot at a neighborhood
Restaurant that I used to run.
Bistro. And I remember I was with a lot of couples one night, and I was single, and they were a little smug, some of them.
That's a lot of smug people.
Like, oh, what's it like being single and dating? It must be great. And I was like, one night I was like, all right, enough of this question. And I'm like, well, when I scroll through porn now, you can touch and preview it. And so I'm like wasting my time of what I'm looking for. And I'm even more bored than I was with the limitations of pornography. And, I never got invited out again.
Back when you had to order it and it showed up in the mail in a brown paper sack.
But at the same time, everybody else who knows me knows that, I'm your girl. Like,